So why does Qigong work? You know, why do people who start practicing and after a while, all of a sudden not only feel better, but then start seeing chronic diseases go away and see their health improve and their immune systems increase and their infection rates decrease? And yeah, I mean, so because you also, you know, there's medical Qigong, there's Tai Chi, there's many different forms and teachings of Qigong, right? So maybe explain kind of the essence of why this actually works and helps us heal.
Yeah. Well, in the Chinese tradition, of course, it all works because you're harmonizing the qi. So then we have to ask the question, what is qi? And qi is basically presence everywhere in the cosmos. And physicists would call this like dark matter, dark energy, and so forth. And we know that physical matter is like a tiny, tiny little smidgen of everything that's in the cosmos, and dark matter and dark energy are the huge presences. And so when I wave my hand through the air, I'm waving my hand through the qi. And when I place my hand on my heart, I'm bringing my hand qi into proximity with my heart qi. And when I take a deep breath, let's all just do it now, and then exhale very slowly, I'm having an influence on the interface between this cosmological presence and my local self. And the sort of interface between the cosmological presence and the local self is called the qi channels, sometimes called meridians. And so there's qi in the cosmos, it's present in the human system, it is resonant and operating as a function of its relationship with the human system. If the human system is allowed to depreciate, the qi becomes deficient and what's called stagnant or blocked. And if the person becomes a student of a relationship with nature, and that just doesn't mean trees and plants and animals. That also means the sky and the water and the earth and everything about nature. And when I say sky, I don't mean blue sky, beautiful clouds in a blue sky day, which is beautiful. What I mean is boundless sky. If you ask yourself the question, where is the end of the sky? The Nobel Prize for where is the end of the sky has not been given. We know that we're in a solar system. The solar system is in a galaxy. The galaxy we now know is in a super galaxy. The super galaxy is part of a universe, but we also know that the best knowledge about the nature of the entire world is that you can't do the math on how this world works if you only have one universe. So now you have to have more than one universe, which is called the multiverse. So we're talking about where is the end of the sky? We don't know. So this qi is everywhere. And our job as a human is to allow the qi to do what it does best. And there are a whole bunch of things that repress the qi. Everything from nutrition, the fact that we don't take a deep breath. Like everybody right now, how often do you take a deep breath? If you're a yoga practitioner or a Qigong practitioner or a Tai Chi practitioner, you do that on a regular basis. If you're just an average citizen, you never do that. Most people, if you ask them, when was the last time you took a deep breath with purpose and intent, would say, I don't know, why would I do that? And of course, the difference is that when you breathe as we usually breathe, that's called survival. And when we breathe with intent and purpose and depth, that's called thriving. Survive versus thrive. Well, you know, we want to thrive. So the baseline on how all this stuff works from the Chinese point of view is that we are proper stewards of our relationship with the cosmological field and how the cosmological field supports us in our thriving. So then how does it work from Western point of view? And the Qi functionality is the same as, or very similar to, metabolic and mental emotional functionality. So when the organs are harmonized in their functionality and they are at peak capacity, then the Qi, we are allowing and, shall we say, cooperating with the presence of Qi within us. When we get stressed, when we eat food that's not really food, when we believe that somebody else is in control, and we see that maybe they're not in control, and then we realize we're not in control ourselves, and then we panic. So all of that depreciates the metabolic capacity. All of that depreciates the resonance and coherence of the organ function. And all of that can work against the capacity of the organs to do what they do, because we've got cosmic, then we've got channels of, or fields of energy operating within the body, and those fields of energy are then focused on organs, and then organs are focused on function. And so everything from the balancing and harmonizing of homeostasis, which is the autonomic nervous system, parasympathetic and sympathetic, and then going towards producing different types of neurotransmitters. Adrenaline-based neurotransmitters get things done. We can run on adrenaline, we can do work on adrenaline, but we also depreciate reserves when we're spending our energy making adrenaline and spending adrenaline, whereas the other side of the nervous system, the parasympathetic, is associated with rest, restoration, rehabilitation, and those neurotransmitters are based on choline. Maybe you've heard of choline and acetylcholine. So when you are producing acetylcholine-based neurotransmitters, that's going to be endorphins, which can neutralize pain, and oxytocin, which neutralizes fear and anxiety, and serotonin, which is the opposite side of going. When we go to sleep, we organize our sleep through the development of the presence of serotonin molecules, all of these. And then it goes even further to the genes. And there's now lots of study on the extent to which eliciting the relaxation response has an influence on the telomeres of the genes. And the telomeres are the part of the gene that is the fuel for cell replication and for gene expression. So let's just take cell replication. When your telomeres shrink, it's like the gas in a gas tank. When the gas is all gone, the car stops. When the telomere has been used up, spent, the capacity for the cell to replicate goes to zero. So how many cells in your liver can go to zero before your whole body shuts down? How many cells in your cardiovascular complex can go to zero capacity to replicate before they stop working? What about your brain? How many brain cells can you afford to not replicate, given the fact that cells are replicating all the time, and that's how we sustain ourselves? So that's how it works.